Coach, yesterday Buki was talking about how fresh he thought the defense looked. I guess how excited are you guys to have had that bye week, kind of get rejuvenated a bit?
It's great. Bye week came at a perfect time. Got some older guys, a little bit of rest. Got some guys that were, the nicks and bruises that you get through the course of the season. Got them a chance to rest up a little bit. Got a chance to work on ourselves a little bit. So we've had some good fast practices out here. So hopefully we can continue that, and hopefully that carries over to the game.
Any word on Carmody back yet?
Not yet. You have to ask Coach about that one.
You guys have been able to substitute and rotate some guys, especially at home, and have a lot of success with that. How do you feel about your rotation?
I feel good about it. We would like to rotate more than we as much as we can, right? I mean, and ideally, if you can go 3 plays and switch the next guys in for 3 plays, switch another guy in, that would be great. Now, obviously, you got to work with some of the momentum of the game and those types of things there, but it really is a testament to the second team guys that are really pushing the first team guys, because you don't want to have drop off, and if you got drop off, you can't substitute quite like you want. So that way, you kind of push those guys, and it makes practice even more competitive.
What do you think of Tank Bixby in the Auburn running game?
Oh man, outstanding, right? I mean, he is an outstanding back. He can get it over with. The linemen do a great job blocking for him. So we've got our work cut out for us, and it's one of those deals where you can't stop him, but you hope that you can slow him down just enough. But boy, he can make you miss. He can run through you. All those good things. So he's a great quality back.
I guess what does game planning kind of look like this week when you have a totally different look with the staff and everything over there?
I mean, they're going to go with their bread and butter, and so that's what we prepare for, and it's just like any other game. It's the next game, right? It doesn't matter who's leading the pack and that sort. The players are the ones that are out there playing, and they're going to come out hungry and ready to go. And it's been a great game over the years, and so we anticipate it's going to be another great one. So we're working hard to get ourselves ready for the game, and ready for the fight that's going to be on the field. Back and forth, the battle of the trenches, and hopefully we can make sure we bring our A game.
Like Williams being an interim coach and being a running back guy, do you expect them to run football, or you just really have no idea?
I mean, you have no idea, but they're a good running team, and their quarterback can run, and tailbacks can run. They got big offensive line up front, So yeah, I mean, you got to be prepared for it, because guess what? You got to be able to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day.
What did you think of your unit kind of cracking down last year after Auburn took that big lead and kind of holding them out, I think 28 points for the rest of the game?
Well, I mean, the game as it goes, you think back, last year has no bearing on this year. But within saying that, you just kind of keep learning, right? And teams, they practice, right? They have the offenses in this league are really good, right? So, you get the kitchen sink thrown at you, and you try to figure it out and kind of sort it out. And the guys, they just kept their resolve and kept battling, kept fighting, and we inched our way back into it and ended up on the positive end of it. So, of course, it could go either way, and so that's where you got to, Coach Leach talks about all the time, put together a complete game, right? So, we talk about a lot, 30 minutes, reload it, reset the scoreboard, another 30 minutes. So if we come out victorious from both of those, then obviously you win the game.
Why do you think the run defense was able to take the jump it did from that Kentucky game to what we saw in the Bama game?
Well, we really put an emphasis on, trying to do better with our hands, trying to be better with our feet, trying to be more downhill, because that's the style of defense that we are. We kind of got away from it, so we kind of hit the reset button, wanted to get back to that style of defense, and we kind of really emphasized it over the bye week, and obviously leading up here to Auburn this week.
I guess just talking to Coach Phelps about it a bit too, I guess what's it like, game planning for a team that has, completely different staff than they did a week ago?
It's kind of the same, because I mean, you look at it, they're not going to be able to put in a whole lot more new in a few days. Probably get better at the things they've been doing. Might see a few adjustments here or there, kind of flavor of whoever's calling the plays. But overall, I think they're going to be who they are.
How much do you depend on the maturity of your own guys to respond to whatever they see that maybe did get thrown in?
Yeah, I mean, we got a great group of guys. I mean, we made great sideline adjustments, and they've done a good job all season of taking those adjustments and going out on the field, because we're going to get something different every week. So this week won't be any different than any other week. So, those guys have handled it well thus far, and we expect them to continue to do the same.
What did you think of, what have you thought of DeCam so far?
He's been terrible, man. I don't know what else to say. No, he's exceeded my expectations. and he keeps growing every day. It really is fun to watch because he was new to the position when he got here, and to watch him grow and get better every day has been fun, and he continues to do that because he works so hard.
When you have a guy who can make so many big plays, then when a play isn't made, how do you use that as a teaching tool?
Yeah, that's my favorite part as a coach because now I get to coach, right? He doesn't make the play, we get to go back to the drawing board, tell him why he didn't make the play. He has to recommit, and it builds character, builds all those things you want in a football player because you don't win them all, right? So when they fail, it's my time to step in and coach. So I kind of welcome it, just not on Saturdays.
Is that the same process that Emmanuel went through?
Yeah, they all go through it, and he did too. His were a little bit overshadowed by the fact that he made so many other plays, but he went through the same things. And what you try to do is make the mistakes small, right? The small mistakes, so you can get on, coach them up, and then they make the big plays. So.
You may have already touched on this, but what's your thoughts on Marcus Banks and his development?
Yeah, man, Marcus, I love it. He has been steady Eddie for us, man, and been ready at any time that we've needed him thus far this season. And he continues to get comfortable within the defense and how we play things at the cornerback position because it's completely opposite from what he's coming from. And he's really taking it on. He's grown every week. I mean, he's a leader on special teams. I mean, you see him out there on special teams making plays all the time. Hadn't complained. When he gets in on defense, he makes plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play more as the season progresses.
I've created a lot of turnovers this year as a defense. Just how has that transpired? I mean, just the aggressive nature of what y'all trying to do out there?
Yeah, I mean, what Coach Arnett harps on and what we all back is takeaways, man. Get that ball, be physical, fly around, be violent, and when you do that, good things happen for you. So that's kind of been our philosophy this season.
How much pride do you take in the fact that every week Emmanuel's getting advanced to another watch list, another semifinalist or finalist for an award?
I like it, but I don't ever tell him that, right? It reminds me to humble him, and which he's such a great kid, I've never had to. But I shoot him a text and tell him this means nothing to me, right? Reset, reload, let's get on to the next week. And he doesn't even need that text anymore. He might as a freshman, but now he doesn't. He's matured in a way that which he knows teams first and W's are first, and he looks forward to getting the W more than anything.
You had him. You played at that level. What skills you see Junior having in transition to the pros?
All of them. I mean, obviously the physical traits, right? The great ball skills, the length, the speed, the quickness, the change of direction, all of those things. But above the neck, he is elite, right? He can remember things. You can coach him up. He can draw on things. We draw on things from weeks ago on the sideline. Hey, remember when we did this? Yeah. And he can pull it out of the bag. He's a sharp kid, man. I think that's what's going to separate him.
What do you think of Auburn's receivers and how they use them?
They do a good job, honestly. They got some talented dudes. They got some talented cats, and they do a good job, especially with the quarterback transition. They do a good job with their tight ends. Quarterback has a strong arm. These receivers, they find creative ways to get them the ball. That's not exactly straight down the field, right? And a lot of tunnel screens, a lot of bubble. Just any way they can get it in their hands, and they do a good job. They do a good job scheming guys up and having specific plays for certain defenses. So,
kind of a general question. Everybody looks in these when tempo offices, they talk about the defensive line getting tired and the linebackers getting tired. How do the cornerbacks stay focused, find their guy in a tempo, and be ready to play snap after snap?
One of my guys ever told me they were tired, they never play. They know we don't get tired. This position, we don't get tired. And, it's all in your head, right? We don't get tired. I never want to hear it. I don't want to see the body language. They know. So my guys, I'm not saying they're afraid to say they're tired, but they know if they are tired, they better tighten up, all right, and hope they get a TV timeout, which we get quite a bit.
The flip side of what we were just talking to Coach about there is, what have you seen from Emmanuel Forbes being on the opposite side of what makes him, so good at corner?
Man, he's probably the best, and I say this lightly because I know he's a, semifinalist for all these awards, but he's probably the best practice player we got because he provides such just a force out there on the edge that just helps our guys practice too. He's long, he's athletic, he's skillful. can't say enough good things about him. He's a tough, willing tackler. He'll mix it up. So he deserves all the accolades he's getting, and I'm glad he's on our team. That's for sure.
When you look at your group, what do you want to see them going into this last stretch?
And we kind of talked about that during the break, just as far as, they gave their bodies a rest during the bye week. We had a little bit of a late bye week, and we kind of set a goal that we got 4 games left in the regular season, and we're trying to go 1-0 every single week and every single day. So steady progression. I talk to my guys about every single day is a new opportunity to get better, and I always tell, I love this saying, but you're never staying the same. You're either getting better, or you're getting worse. So if they approach every day as going 1-0 and stack days together, you'll find yourself on the right side of it, and hopefully that's winning on Saturdays.
We haven't talked to y'all in a while, so how tough was that week when Sam passed away to get back to football? I mean, how difficult was that? Have you ever gone through something like that as a coach?
It's tough, and I don't know if I have the right words to really describe kind of that feeling and what happened. And unfortunately, I've been a part of another situation we had like that at Washington State, and there's no playbook for it, and in that scenario, Washington State kind of happened in the off season, and we weren't worried about a season at that time, and especially not having to go against an opponent like Bama. But all of that kind of pales in comparison to just the rest of our team, and for Sam's family and all that stuff. It was a lot bigger than football at that point. So we really just tried to keep everybody's head above water, but we understood that there's a family grieving. Our family here at Mississippi State was grieving, and we just wanted to stick together. And I'm glad we had each other. I'm glad we were here in the building together, and it was tough. And again, I'm still searching for words to really describe it, but our heart goes out to Sam's family, and it was something that was hopefully none of these guys really have to have ever happen to them ever again. But tried to stay, get back to football and really try to keep preparing them. But it was tough. It really was.
Just what did you kind of learn about this team in that response of you guys were still able to practice and play a game of battle?
Tough kids. I mean, we really do. We have a group of just they come to work every single day, put their heads down, grind as much as they can. But the thing that I learned about them that gave me some hope and lifted my spirit up was how they rallied around each other. A group like if it was different and something like that happens, it's easy for those guys to go into a shell and not be able to process emotions and process kind of what they're feeling. But they leaned on each other, and especially for the young guys who knew Sam really, really well, being a freshman, you saw the older guys kind of pick them up and bring them along. But I'm glad we have the group we have, because it's something really tough like that, to have a resilient team like we do kind of fight through it and still be able to, like I said, pull their head above water. That was uplifting for me, and kind of shows you where we're at as a program. I'm proud of our guys for that, no doubt.